Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers whip ass.
And you will too if you pass.
What's happening,
All right,
folks?
what's going on, y'all?
Turn my
This
ring
is the Yoruba Showdown episode. And we're going to get into that. I was hoping none of our Yoruba brothers and sisters were going to get mad at me about the showdown. But this comes from them. This is what they call it.
Right. So they should understand exactly what we're talking about. I know some folks don't know what a Yoruba Showdown is.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
We like to add to the mystique of the show by leaving some suspense with that. But before we're gonna go into that, we're gonna ask everybody. We're gonna say peace first of all. Got some new folks out there. Not new folks, but folks.
Peace, 40J Blaze, John Kemper, Eugene Mason, David Silberg, and everybody who's lurking out there.
We ask you to share the broadcast, please.
Mash that like button.
Yes, Amalika will be with us shortly. She's out there battling somebody. I don't know. She is. You know how she do.
World of death.
You know what I mean? Somebody getting it out there. We feel bad.
Right.
That's the way it goes. You mess with it.
Right.
So one of the things I want to talk about, y'all, before we get into it, is the summer has officially started, and we know that because school is starting to let out. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. School is out, and you're with your children. So I just want to urge everybody to, spend as much time as you can with your kids. Do as much things as you can do, especially in this society where everything is, computerized. Everything is social media, and so take this time, figure out things to do to put the phone down. One of the things, real basic. I always like to do basic stuff with smaller kids. I fly kites and stuff like that. Kids always that's the easiest way to get kids from computers and stuff like that. Kites, board games, role-playing games. Great way to get your family connected. If you don't know how to get into role-playing games, we got a good show for you. It's called Africans Playing the RPG. Yeah, look it up.
And next week we start playing Kikonga's, a game that I and my comrade Milton Davis created together. Me, my wife,
I have to come back and play that.
And
I gotta get game. You gotta just
me, my wife, my daughter Yemi, maybe my daughter Abiola.
I was thinking about that too. Your family end up being
playing on Thursdays, 3 nights a month.
Oh, y'all on Thursdays, not Tuesdays?
We're doing this on Thursdays.
Oh,
so Tuesdays is the Hunter of Truth High. We're in the midst of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going on its own, but we're doing Thursdays. Africans playing RPGs, playing Kikonga.
Okay, and that's going to be ongoing kind of.
Yeah, for sure. That's okay. So we're doing it here, and then when we move into our business that me and my wife have together, that I'll be talking about later, and me and her will be talking about on African spirituality, African spiritual resistance. One of these days, revealing it when it comes into fruition. We have the building. We just got to get to everything up and going. We got a lot of the equipment too.
Okay.
We'll be playing. We'll have game night there, and it'll be us, and then other people can come and play as well. So that's going to be ongoing.
Right.
Because Africans playing RPGs, I own that platform, and so we need more stuff, right?
Oh, I get you.
We'll be doing that on Thursdays. Then we got the other show on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays, I'll be doing a solo game. So you can play solo if you're by yourself. The quarantine, hopefully you never get quarantined again, but if you're out by yourself, you can play the solo game. And I'll be playing Grandma's Hand solo. Grandma's Hand is a superhero game. It's about black superheroes fighting racism and injustice during the golden age of superheroes.
Okay.
Like in the 30s and 40s, right? And it was shortlisted for the Hugo Award. The first edition, so I've streamlined it, done the second edition and stuff like that. I didn't even know it was shortlisted for award. Milton called me. Somebody told him. He called me and said, "Hey, you know you're shortlisted for the Hugo Award." What? Wow. I said, "I shit for what? For what?" I'm like, "For what am I shortlisted for the Hugo?" Because I write books too, you know. He said, "For one of your games, man. Let me see here." He showed me a picture of Grandma's hand, right?
That's cool.
So then I went on, you know, thanked the people who had told him, and you know, then he hit me up. You know, they got you talking about your thing on this popular show called Dice Breakers. It's from England. They're talking about Grandma's hand on Dice Breakers. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it wasn't for other people that's, you know, in the loop in those kind of things, I wouldn't know, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know, but because I do it, I create it for fun to give our people different ways to enjoy themselves. They don't have to be playing computer games and stuff like that, right?
Right, and they get to see themselves.
And so, right, and you can make yourself out if you wanted to, you know.
Right.
But the awards and all that stuff, I'm not, you know, into that. So when people tell me, like, okay, cool. Now it's great for marketing for your shit.
Yeah, see, that's what I had to learn with this acting thing, like going to red carpets and stuff, and folks like, "Why didn't you go?" And I'm like, "I don't really care." It's like, well, you realize
it's good for marketing.
That's how you get your pictures in magazines or whatever the thing, you know, right. Images and all that.
So, you know,
learn the game.
So if I'm going to reach more of our people, and you know, those kind of things, I got to get more on. But it's a process for me because, man.
I understand. Nature ain't what you do.
Right.
You're a promoter like that. So, okay, so look, role playing games are good things to do with your kids, you know. But I just wanted to, you know, give you some ideas. So I've got this word search puzzle I had for about 10 years. But anytime somebody bring their kids over, I don't ask them. I just be like, "Hey, you like word puzzles?" I've never seen a kid be like, "Nah, ain't my thing." Under a certain age, they be like, "Yeah." And it's, you know, just something to do to exercise your brain. And for you too, you can do word puzzles if you didn't know. You don't have to be on your phone doing a little. You can do simple stuff to get you right. So
and you can read books. And your children, particularly your sons. I was at it 2 times this happened. We're selling books at different festivals.
Yeah.
And like, oh, black science fiction and fantasy, they flooding the table, right? And parents happily buying stuff for themselves and for their children. Buying for their children, daughters. Twice this happened. One boy said they bought a book for their daughter. He said, Mama, Daddy, I want a book. Man says, "Son, please, man, you play football, man. You ain't in reading no books." And he looking at me for help. So I said, "Well, you know, maybe he'll enjoy it." "Nah, you know, we're gonna go get him a football down there. Come on, boy." And as they walking away, he looking. And then another, so I didn't say much else. Another couple came doing the same thing. Gets the book, and he said, "I want a book." And the mother said, "Boys aren't readers, son." I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. The 3 people at this table are all men, and we're readers and writers. So you're wrong."
That's just supreme ignorance. I would not think that most parents would think something that ridiculous. But
well, those who didn't want verbal about it, 99% of those who at the table who had a boy and a girl, they were buying for the girl but not the boy. If they just had a boy with them, they would just look at the table. So that's pretty good. The boy looking, "Well, I want that." Come on, boy.
I've never heard anything
so
crazy. Yeah, so we definitely can do that. You know, bring back reading circles. You know, literacy is a big issue in our community. So
and shit, I've read at many on that reading clubs, book clubs, right? Book clubs, all women. Ain't no men in them.
That is definitely true. I never been a part of a book club. I can't front.
And I ain't bought a book club either. And
you're right.
and I read a lot.
I feel so much better. Thank you for saying that. So,
I'm sick. My throat is swollen. Get you some Ruzu. Take the Ruzu. It'll knock it out. And I know that because I woke up all last night. I was coughing. I couldn't stop coughing. I barely got sleep. I said, I got to do something. I took the Ruzu. I was looking for the Ruzu. My wife had the Ruzu in her bag because she'll take it and give people some, all that. I got the Ruzu. I got the Ruzu, drunk it, and it knocked it. This was just a couple of hours ago, about 3 hours ago, I manifested. I drunk it. I don't have, and I couldn't even talk. Like, when I was talking to my wife this morning, you don't hear that now because that Ruzu will knock it out. Not Rudy, Ruzu. Yes, Ruzu, Ruzu. If you can't get it in whatever town you are, you can order it. I want to say you order it from my wife, but I don't want to say that. And she, I ain't got no Ruzu. I go pick it up. She picks it up from down here. She picks up a bunch of it. It's an African herbal thing. It tastes horrid.
That's what I got the Ruzu. I hook you up with that.
It tastes horrid, and once you drink, adult should drink 2 little caps about that big, and that taste will be in your mouth for about, like I can taste it a little bit now to the 3 hours ago.
That's like some black seed.
It's stronger than black seed, yes.
Oregano.
Yes.
Oregano. Woo.
And oregano is good, but oregano burns. So you gotta know how to take that. If you just drink that, sip that, it's gonna burn the hell out your lips.
And clove oil. You think that oregano, that clove oil, good gracious. But anyway, so just a couple things you can.
Now oregano. I'm sorry. Oregano. There's a certain fraternity. That's what they slap on people going through that fraternity's testicles. So during the summer, make sure you spend a lot, time with your children. Make sure you interact and get off the computer. Keep them away from that shit.
Get them off of the computer. Get them off of their cell phones. And those are just some of the things you can do. So I wanted to highlight that. And another thing, be careful. Use the summer too. That's what I want to say. A lot of people really do use the summer to transform themselves physically and mentally and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just like people did through the lockdown. I've seen, matter of fact, I just want let's commend Amaniki's mother, who she did a fruit fast for 30 days.
31 days.
31 days. That's first of all, that's a feat.
Especially if you watch it. You never done this before?
She tried it in March, but she didn't make it. So in May, she was able to do the whole.
That's hardcore.
That's hardcore. A fruit fast for 30 days. Now, for that sacrifice, what did she get?
A woman in her 40s or whatever.
She lost. My mom.
Yeah.
My mom was in her 60s.
I was complimenting her mom.
And she lost about 20 pounds.
Wow.
20 pounds.
And she thinks you're about to take her off her blood pressure medicine.
Hey, cool.
20 pounds.
I'm not doing that then.
30. You can't stand to lose 20 pounds.
I can't.
You got 20 pounds.
Sun's out, guns out, boy.
So look, if you got that, now you don't have to do a 30-day fruit fast, but you can do a 3-day fruit fast, and you can ease yourself into it.
What kind of fruit?
Juicy fruits.
Juicy fruits.
Sweet fruits. Not botanical fruits like avocado, tomato. We're talking about oranges, watermelon, pineapple.
If you Google juicy fruits, will they give you a clap? I'm not being funny.
No, I don't think so.
So when you say juicy
watermelon,
fruits,
yeah, I'm naming them.
Okay. No, I just want to know if I can Google that.
Did I say grapefruit?
Most citrus.
Grapes. Yeah. Citrus fruits.
So not like banana. That's not juicy.
Banana, you can do 2 a day because they're not very juicy. And you can make smoothies if you want to every day. You can put dates in them to sweeten it, but you just want to do what is it called again? I don't know why I can't think of it. Water.
Coconut water.
The word that begins. You can do a little coconut water, but the word that begins with D. D water. What's the D?
Yeah, distilled.
Distilled water, yes. I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
Crazy.
Distilled water, juicy fruits, but juicy sweet fruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing
why did that be juicy sweet just so you stick to it?
The sugar is actually what feeds your cells. And I've said this before, but there is a science behind fruits that we are not taught. And so we think, based on that food pyramid, that if we eat fruit for 2 or 3 days, we're gonna be about to die.
Not even that. Based on your doctors too, because your doctors will tell you if you got you've been diagnosed with certain things, they'll tell you.
Oh, they'll tell you stay away from fruit if you got diabetes.
And leafy greens.
That sounds crazy as hell.
That is crazy, and it's emphatically some BS. But I can't tell you that legally. But that's some bullshit.
So allegedly,
it's some bullshit.
I'm saying based on my experience.
So, I like that. Based on her.
My mom was successful at doing this. I've been doing every other month for the past year, since March of last year. I started March of last year. I didn't make it just like my mom, but May was the first month last year that I was able to do.
Now, is this safe? Eugene said he's going to do a 5-day water fast for his birthday.
That's great.
Oh yeah, you can do.
That's great. No, this is the thing about any fast. I don't care if you do it for 3 days or 3 years. If you feel dizzy, if you start feeling lightheaded or something like that, it's okay to come off of the fast. Don't come off of it with a cheeseburger.
I don't agree.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If you are new to fasting and you try a 3-day fast and you start feeling lightheaded on the second day, you may have a lot of toxins build up. You may be releasing toxins at a rate that's uncomfortable for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay you may have to go 2 days and then try again to go 3 days. But if you don't feel well, you don't have to. She's different. She's a different type of person. Baba's a different type of person. You don't have to try to do. I'm not trying to do what Baba. I'm not trying to do a fruit feather 30. I'm not built like that. Not right now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I understand. So I'm just saying, do what you can where you at. It's going to be beneficial for you.
I'll just say this. Do what you can take. You got to be realistic about your limitation. Did a cleanse with the wife, right? And it's just a 1-day, but it's harsh. So I won't even tell you what it is. But it's a 1-day cleanse. And you start off.
And we do shoot marbles.
You start off with watermelon juice and burnt roasted pumpkin seeds.
Oh, so you moving.
Yeah, and there's something else that you take, right? Some herbs you take.
That's about
that. So when the watermelon juice, it attracts bacteria. And then the roasted pumpkin seeds traps them. The bacteria can't move. And now what you're taking is so it's trapped in your gut.
Right.
And it's rushing out your system. And before it starts to rush out my system, I got so nauseous that I almost gave it up. I was like, I've done this part. I'm going to be crapping my pants in a minute anyway. Right. So I might as well get through with it, right? But I was like, oh, man, I was so nauseous I couldn't keep my head up. If you get like that, stop if you don't have the intestinal fortitude to go forward. So I had to pull on my training from the military and be like, I'm gonna go through this.
Right. Because it's gonna be
fasts are mental. Any fast that you go through is gonna be a mental exercise. And that's why I said when you're gonna get lightheaded when you're fasting. But if you use every discomfort and every excuse to stop, then you'll never be able to keep going. You have to if you commit to fasting, then commit to it. If you are doing it for a day, commit to that day. If you decide to do 3 days, commit to it. Truly commit to it.
This is good. I like us disagreeing on the platform. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's no right or wrong. I disagree with that. But you can choose for yourself. And the reason I'm gonna say I disagree with that is because your mind, it is a mental thing, but it is physical things happening. and you can push yourself too far, and you can do things like faint. Like you can faint. That can happen, and if it happens at the wrong time, you could hurt yourself. So you have to really know your body, because like she says, like I do agree, your body's going to fight you on this with discomfort. You got to know the difference of feeling a little discomfort, because you will get a little lightheaded. A little lightheaded and feeling dizzy is two different things. You can feel a little lightheaded and you can handle that. You also feel shit spin. You know how you've been drinking and you feel that little buzz is one thing, in the room a little, but then when we start going like this, that's different. Stop drinking.
And anytime if you're doing anything and the room starts to shift, it's time to chill.
Right.
So use some water and chill out. I was sitting at the computer, room shifted. Right. This was a few months before the whole pandemic shit, right? And some people, that was COVID. I don't think so. I'm not going to say that was COVID. But the room shifted. And I said, I pushed away from the computer. Like, what's going on? And then the room just is warping. I know it's not a stroke. I've had a stroke before. It wasn't a stroke. I said, I'm not having a stroke. I'm having bad vertigo. So I told my wife.
When the LSD?
And she said, no, the LSD had already passed. so no, I don't mess with LSD. So the room shifting, and I told my wife, I said, oh man, I'm starting to feel nauseous. Get me something I could throw up in. So she got me this pitcher. Not pitcher, right? And as soon as I did it, I couldn't hold my head up no more for 2 weeks. That was the beginning of 2 weeks of not being able to hold my head up. So be very careful. And so I'm throwing up for hours. Yeah, okay. I got to get to the hospital. But how I can't walk. I can't keep my head up. So I said, okay. Now I got to strategize while jacked up. So I said, my mother always liked giving us her wheelchairs for the children to play. And I was like, Mom, I don't need that. And God, I said, accepted one. And so I said, well, bring me the wheelchair. They bring me the wheelchair upstairs. My daughter gave me to be playing and they rolling around and stuff, right? Brought it downstairs. I got in the wheelchair. Me and my wife wheeled me out to the vehicle. And from the vehicle, I kind of rolled out the chair into the vehicle. They got me to the hospital. I'm sitting at the hospital. I didn't have to be admitted. The doctor scared me because they looked at everything. They looked at my stomach. And they touched right here. I said, that's tender on the left side. They wouldn't tell me. The doctors looked at each other. They were like this. Like that. And so I said, what's going on? They said, oh, nothing. I said, something's going on. You need to tell me. Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. I said, don't worry about it. You all looking at each other like that damn, I'm a dead man walking or something. What's going on? Oh, don't worry. I said, well, tell my wife. Oh, it's nothing. They never said. So I'm just in there jacked up. They got me on what's called saline, as they always do that. Because most people are dehydrated. After a few hours, they let me go. I can't even remember what they diagnosed it as, but it was nothing chronic or nothing like that, right? And for 2 weeks, it was my wife that got me. She was like, okay, we're going to Whole Foods to get you what you want to eat. I said, I love soup. I hate soup now because I eat so much of it. 3 times a day. So I was eating soup, because I was scared to try anything else. I wasn't eating that. Right. So I'm just eating soups and drinking watermelon juice. We go to Whole Foods though, and my wife said, come on. I said, you get the stuff and just bring it in the car. She said, no, I need you to show me what you want. She was forcing me to walk. I said, well, bring the cart over here. So she brought it. I'll see if that works. She brought the cart over. And I got too much pride in the world like this. So I forced myself to walk like that. Okay? And that was what began to help me keep my head up. And then I started noticing certain things I could tell if it's about to come, the vertigo about to come. So I was able to predict it second report. I was sitting down, been drugged. I hope not. I sat down in the bed. At one point, I said, okay, I made it upstairs. So I walked myself upstairs. I walked upstairs and then fell over. 2 weeks. After that, and it's funny, during class, y'all didn't know because I had worked it out some kind of way. I can mobilize teaching, and it was some kind of way I worked it out. But people really didn't know what had happened to me. But be careful. If you're feeling any type of thing strange like that, whether you're fasting or not, it's time to chill out, drink you some water, plenty of it. Stay away from anything fried or anything like that for a couple of days or what have you. Me, I went 30 days with just the soup and vegan completely.
And on that too, man, the next thing I was gonna talk about is exercising. Make sure if you're alone that you're not doing things that you should not be doing while you're alone. And that's what you really, and see, and those are things, and that's another thing. Feel your body too when you're exercising. Like if you want to do, I want to do 10 of these. You get there, you really straining and or whatever. You got to be careful because if you're not breathing and doing the exercise correctly, you stand to pull, pinch, tear muscles, nerves, and things of that nature. So you want to give yourself limits and be very careful, especially you live from. I was in here like a fool. That's what I'm telling y'all is. So I work out by myself. Nobody's here. I decided, like I told you, I don't bench a lot. So I'm working the bench today. Blue moon. So I got a amount of weight that I won't tell y'all, so I don't look bad. But I had done worked out, and I got this. I'm over here trying to bench, and I said I'm just gonna do this. It's heavy weight because I already worked out, so I'm just gonna do this 1 or 2 times. That'll close my little workout. I take it off the bench, and I feel that it's heavy. But I think I can do this once. Why am I not thinking? Well, what if I can't? It never comes to my head what's gonna happen. I'm in here, I get it halfway, and it dawns on me, this ain't gonna work out. This ain't gonna work out. I spent about 10 minutes over there. It's right over there, y'all can't see it, on this bench, trying to negotiate this thing off of myself without killing myself. I was so nervous. First, I had to calm myself, like Bob said, any encounter first, before you can handle this, you got to calm yourself. You know what I'm saying? Before you can calm and handle the situation. So the first thing was, okay, realize I got this weight on me. If I move the wrong way, I'm gonna pull, tear, rip something. So just try to stay calm and move slow. And man, it was rough. Because I got these long arms, I was actually able to reach all the way across and slide the weights off. And because I got 2 couches on both sides of the bench, the weights fell on the bench, on the couches, and I was able to lift it up. Boy, be very careful because I don't know what would have happened if that was a little bit more weight.
I tell you, sometimes you don't get that chance. I was at the gym and I decided instead of somebody was using the barbell, I'm gonna use dumbbell. I'm gonna use 80 pounds.
Oh.
Well, that's different from 160 pounds.
Right.
80 pounds, individual hands.
You like it ain't that, but you put 80 barbells in your hand.
I'm like, 1, 2, right?
Oh,
and
that's totally.
I think, but there was no like, ooh, it's getting heavy. It just went. I went 2, boom. It just fell. I was like, I fell off the bench like shit. And I was, as I'm falling, I'm like, I thank God that I work out. In other words, I've been training so long, so my body's dense in here, so it didn't break my sternum. I just fell over. That shit was so. Then after that, I realized I'm not dead. Now I'm embarrassed. I'm trying to get up so nobody's laughing at me.
I did think when I said somebody come to this house right now while he's waiting on me. And see, I did the opposite of you. When the weight hit my chest, I'm thinking I ain't got enough up here to hold this weight on my chest. I had to move it down here to my stomach. And I said, I definitely don't have enough here, but at least it ain't a big bone across here. And oh my goodness, man, I had to rock myself. It was hard. So look, be careful.
Always have somebody spotting you.
Yes. And so it's another thing. This is the last thing I'm gonna say on this, and I'm gonna give an example. Be very careful of drinking sodas in the heat. Very careful about this. So real quick, my neighbor, ex-military, she's not in very, very bad shape or anything. But we forget when we get up our 40s, the drop off is so much different. When you're 20 years old, you don't work out for 6 months, you jump right back in it. When you're 30 years old, you didn't work out in 6 months, you lose something. Maybe 3 weeks and you're okay. You get up after your 40s, you stop for 2 months and you feel it. And as you get up and you get up there a little bit further than that, like where I'm at, I stopped for 2 weeks and it's almost like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. But you don't think about that because you think about when you was young and 10 years ago you could do this and do that. So you don't realize that you ain't touched nothing in 10, 15 years, which feels like only 5 years ago. So I say all that to say, my neighbor was walking down the street. Her car broke down and she only had to walk like 2 blocks. It really wasn't nothing. It wasn't that hot. She called me yesterday. It was like, hey, she's not watching something. She called me and she's like, hey, could you come pick me up? And I was like, sure, well, yeah, I'm right on the corner. I just started getting dizzy. I thought I could walk to the house, but I started getting dizzy. What we talked about again. And I said, okay, I went and got her, and she drinks a lot of sodas, don't realize it. But she's like, I don't know what it is. I've walked this plenty of times back and forth down Jonesboro Road. I said, when was the last time you did that? She said, about 10 years. About 10 years ago. Yeah, maybe that was like that.
Like that's nothing.
Like 09, because we're at the age now where 09 seemed like 2020 or 2015. That was 09. That was a long time ago. You can't now blocking you about to give out. And the reason is, sodas, what we don't understand, the thing about sodas is, especially in the summertime, salt and sugar together, that salt is basically sucking water out the system. You know what I'm saying? So you got that salt and the sugar is making you thirsty and it's pulling the water out, and the phosphorus acid is taking the calcium out your bone. Like all this stuff is happening, and you out there in that sun, you don't even know you're dehydrated because, like I said, it's pulling the water out. And most of us walk around dehydrated anyway, not even drinking water. So that will hurt you out there. You will get a stroke.
Yeah, sure.
Drink a couple sodas and you go out there in that sun, you will stroke. Like it don't take much because we're not healthy like that.
My mother-in-law was told by a doctor if she drank another Coca-Cola, it'll be the end of her. Wow. So she stopped. So she stopped on the Coca-Cola. We're in Atlanta. Coca-Cola is like here, it's headquartered here. But recently, my wife got on her too. She said recently, we were at a restaurant. My mama ordered, my mother-in-law, she ordered a Pepsi. I said, what? She said, I stopped that quick. She said, why? She said, Mom, you can't be drinking the Coke. She said, yeah, this is Pepsi. So no, you're not going to
play games with your life.
You're not going to do that, especially since it almost killed you before. It's not time to start up again ever. I be amazed at people sometimes but I know me with when I was like that with tomatoes. I still love tomatoes, but I just had to have it. I get amazed with some things people have to have. You gotta have soda, and those people gotta really watch out. My wife has to. If she has fish from J&J Fish, which is in Chicago. No. She gotta have blue cheese. Mm-hmm. Got to, or she ain't eating. Mm-hmm. Have to have. When we ate chicken, we don't eat chicken anymore, but when we ate chicken, she would have to have the hot wing. She would have to have blue cheese. They didn't have blue cheese. She's like,
That's just
anybody
our
else
mind.
want this?
That's the mind where we think we have to have things like
Right.
that. That's all it is. We think. My
I
dad.
just wanted to say, I'm sorry, before he leaves, congrats to Yapa. He said that they're discussing his novel in a book club.
Yeah, right.
Congrats.
Congrats, Yapa.
Watch this later.
We were just talking about book club.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, my dad, when he ruptured a polyp, if you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
That happened when they got to hospital. It's because of he just ate one potato chip. That's it. He had stopped. They told him he couldn't eat potato chips no more. None of that. He left the house, snuck out, got a bag of Lay's, and ate one chip. And
that was out of those million chips he had already eaten.
And that's what I tell people. It's never, you can't, it's no more, I'm just one. It's the 1 millionth now. And you got to think like that to move differently. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to change your perspective so you can look at things in a different way. And it also, so you may be at that point. If you know you're not supposed to, if you've been told,
right,
stay away from this.
If they are telling you,
they
don't ever tell you to stop eating.
They
give you that medicine. They try to make sure you can maintain, so you keep coming back.
Right.
If they are telling you
like,
to
yo,
stop,
you got to stop our money.
Then
you got to stop eating these potatoes. We ain't gonna be able to get paid no more. Like, God damn.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
This ain't gonna just make you sick. This gonna kill you.
This right. And if you die and you can't come back, they can't use your Medicaid, your insurance.
No, and to be serious, even a good doctor, if they don't know nutrition, the way it's set up, by the time they see it, it is at a detrimental, toxic level. By the time they see anything, if they pick it up, if they can see it, it is at a detrimental level, whatever it is. If they see it, that's Western medicine. That's not me, pulling your leg. That's just how it goes. You go to the hospital, whatever's wrong with you is to the point.
Because look at the food they serve at the hospital.
But anyway,
look at whatever is available at the hospital in the McDonald's and the cafeteria, what they bring to the room. Like they are not about nutrition.
Well, when you go, so the best thing to do, I'm not telling anybody not to go to a hospital, right? Hospitals are made for, and I used to tell my wife, well, still do, she knows now. I'm tell her, don't take me to a hospital unless I'm shot, stabbed.
That's it.
Because it deals with trauma. And so when you get there, like Billy was saying, your shit is showing. Your arm broke. You got third-degree burns. Something. My stomach hurt. Well, if you're hurting enough to go to the hospital, you got serious problems, right? You may not be able to see it. Don't mean it's not serious.
Right. They see it serious.
If they see it, yes. So, and that's why when I went, obviously it wasn't serious. They couldn't even diagnose what the hell I was having the vertigo for.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't about the kids.
It wasn't about right. And that's terrible, but that's the truth.
Like, you better be glad you came in here. You was about to have a heart attack. Well, goddamn, I just had a checkup. Why didn't y'all see it? I haven't had.
So make sure, if you're suffering trauma, go to the hospital. Don't say, well, I'm going to fix it at home. You got shot. And they watch a movie, you're going to pick it out, pull it out your system, and you better go get some help. Right, stitch yourself up, and I'm good.
Unless you meet a Bible, you can't put some cocoa butter on it.
Yeah, unless Doc Peggins is there. We call him Doc Dexter Peggins is there with you, then, he can save you from that.
He was like, Doc was our first guest, right?
Yeah, he was our first guest on here.
So you can see Doc Peggins if you're interested in knowing who that is.
And if you get a chance to take the Stop the Bleed class, take it.
Yeah, bro.
Take it.
Very
save your comrades or yourself.
Or your family.
Yeah.
Yo, we all should know CPR. You know what I'm saying? If you have a family, I feel like it's your rights, but you need to be responsible. If you have a family, you need to know how to do certain things. You got to make that.
When I was in high school, I'm walking behind some friends of mine, and I'm tossing. I don't even like peanuts. Number one, I'm tossing peanuts up and catching them. Like that. Mm-hmm. And one went down.
Oh my God!
And I'm trying to contact them, so I'm like, they up laughing, joking with each other. I clap my hands real loud. They not hearing me because they're joking and shit. I look around. There's a bench there outside our high school. I lean over the edge, the corner of the bench, and I do Heimlich on myself. Thank God I knew it.
Oh,
it comes out.
I know what that felt like. I
said,
like.
man,
I just heard that. Woo.
I was choking back here. Like, what? Yeah, I was back here choking. Nobody noticed me? No. They said, well, how'd you get it out? I said, I did Heimlich on myself. And one of my boys said, well, that's good because I don't know Heimlich. You know Heimlich? No, nope. So they couldn't say it anyway.
Just been standing there trying to think about
panicking. Oh, man, what we do? Pat me on my back.
Right.
The thing about these kind of things is you can get these things for free. You can go somewhere and find out how to learn CPR, how to do the Heimlich maneuver thing. Like, it's some places that will teach you that. I wrote this phrase down because you'd rather be safe than sorry. It's a good thing. You ever see those people that they be in the news interview and they're like, hey, it's a good thing I had this on me, or this would have happened. That's what you want to be. Too many of us get this attitude where they feel like training is a thing where I ain't been in a fight. Why would I need to train? I ain't been in no fight since high school. I ain't getting in no fights. Well, okay, you don't live any other aspect of your life like that. You know what I'm saying? We keep spare tires. We get insurance on stuff. I don't understand that mentality when it comes to it. I'd rather say, man, it's a good thing I had this flashlight. It's a good thing I had this firearm. It's a good thing I had whatever, versus not having it. If you can have it, if you can do it. It's a good thing I learned how to fall. You see what I'm saying? It's a good thing I learned covers, man, because he would cover me. I ain't know nothing but just put these up and work.
And I got one thing to say to people whenever, you represent martial arts like this. Ha! Being funny.
Oh, right. Yeah.
One thing I have to say to you is, shut up. Shut up.
He's speaking to somebody. I know
that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Yes, I am speaking. I'm speaking to somebody on this platform.
I do speak to somebody.
I'm making that clear to you, and you know who you are.
Yeah, because you make a gesture there. I want to give me some of that old.
Right, and that's you're minimizing what we do because that is so not us, and we're so beyond just kick punch. And if you think what we do is kick punch, that means you haven't even done your research, and that is insulting. And that's all I'll say on that. I would say more of this person wasn't somebody that I know personally in this platform. Now,
you done messed up, whoever you are.
They all right. So the Yoruba Showdown.
Let's get into it.
We're gonna get into it because that's part of that. That's Yoruba Showdown, really.
Yes, it is.
The Yoruba Showdown, and they call it that, by the way, is also known as selling wolf tickets.
They meaning the Yoruba people.
The Yoruba people. They call it the Yoruba Showdown. Okay. And I learned that from a Yoruba who was a student of mine. Okay. A person is selling wolf tickets is the Yoruba Showdown. A person selling wolf tickets when they are barking but not going to bite. And nearly everybody knows they're barking and not going to bite.
Right.
The Yoruba Showdown is threats of physical violence with no intention of engaging in physical violence.
We've all seen that.
We've all seen it. We're like, this one. Threats of physical violence with no intention of engaging in physical violence. In Yoruba culture, now the way they came about, right? This verbal sparring and physical bravado traditionally was employed as proxies for physical violence in order to preserve life and maintain peace and order. One person talks down another and they win the fight. Mm-hmm. That's how the Yoruba Showdown goes. In the diaspora, so they'd be like, oh, you still here? You still here? Let me take off my coat. You still here? Oh, boy, let me take these shoes off. You still here? That's the Yoruba Showdown, right? In the diaspora, the Yoruba Showdown still exists because you see people try to do little stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
But you have folks that aren't playing that shit. For me, if you buck, you better nut too, because I am, right? So people, what, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Boy, you buck at me, I'm taking that as a real attack and I'm coming for you. Okay. So that's the Yoruba Showdown, right? And we're gonna deal further in that shit. We do it. Is it valid sometimes? We do.
It would be, if that was our culture here, like in the diaspora, it'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if y'all ever seen a Yoruba show, like a real, like, I've actually watched it on YouTube, a few of them, and they be funny. You know what I'm saying? But it's an agreement, just like a fight is. It's an agreement where I know you're not going to get violent.
Right.
And here, I don't know if you're going to get violent. So I'm not going to wait for all that.
We didn't talk about the whites here.
Yeah. If you ever seen the video of the two dogs and they're behind the
gate?
And then the gate opens.
Why didn't I have that video? That was supposed to be our clip.
Then they stop. And then
They
they
get
close
back.
Like they weren't gonna do nothing. No way.
We the different dogs. We the dogs. You ever see the video where the man, it's a big Rottweiler, the man going to the Rottweiler, and he's like, "Get up! What you gonna do, dog?"
Right, yeah.
And the dog jump up and take
his leash off the chain. He's like, uh-oh. And now, so I saw that recently, and he did that, and it said, eat a 2-day old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die. It's got the dog, you pulls it off. Like,
I love this clip, by the way. But it is funny and it's cool to watch. But you see, it's different from our coach. Like it's a funny thing. What do you look at your shoes? You can't be winning those shoes. Those shoes is just like, get some new shoes before you come over here.
Right.
Like they do stuff like that. There are 3 types of verbal violence. Violence.
Right.
Verbal violence. Think about that for a second. But intimidation. And intimidation promises violence if a certain condition isn't met. If you don't shut up, I'm gonna slap the taste out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Walk away before you get killed. Give me your wallet or I'll shoot. Exactly. They don't want to do you harm. They want their conditions met. Shut up and they won't slap the taste out your mouth. It's options. The next one is a threat. A threat has no condition. Violence is imminent unless it's a false threat, but we can't determine that. So if the average person might interpret your post or your words and posture in person as an actual threat, it is not protected by free speech. It can be met with violence or arrest.
Somebody said, I'm going to kill you. And then you beat the brakes off of them. They can't now be talking, being like a Karen would do. It's I didn't say anything. I have free speech. No, not if you threaten somebody's life.
Yes.
Not have free speech.
And, these are...
It's not protected by free speech.
Right. It's important to know these for legal reasons, but it's also important to know this for just psychological reasons, because the person that's saying this stuff, they may not even realize what they're doing. But you can determine the threat level by understanding communication. You know what I'm saying?
So a threat is way more serious than intimidation.
Right. Because go ahead.
I was just looking at what Ayapo is saying.
Hold me back.
Yeah, hold me back. Exactly. That's the Yoruba Showdown.
Right. Somebody hold.
They let go and the person keeps yelling, hold me back.
Listen, I was at
a big force in the crowd.
No, hold me back.
Listen, I was at a dance and I'm dancing with this girl that used to play basketball. She was a point guard for the high school that I was at. Not the high school I went to, but the high school at a little dance I'm at. So she was real popular. I'm at day school. So I'm dancing, somebody could push me, my back turn around, and it's a dude there, but nobody ain't saying that. So push me a third time, like, I don't want to turn around because I'm the only one. Me and my homeboy buddy, nobody else from where I'm from. Turn around, and a bunch of dudes is behind me. They're like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So I'm thinking, we got split seconds. I'm like, I do not want to fight. I know that much. And she started pulling me like this. And I said in slow motion in my mind, I was like, I'm about to let a girl pull me right about the club, right? Like it ain't nothing. I sure did that like she was pulling me. Let her drag me on out of there for safety. So yeah, intimidation. So the third one is hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Hyperbole is a threat that a reasonable person would decipher is not an actual threat of violence. Instead, the threat may be making a point of being used as an exaggeration. In Watts versus U.S. in 1969, the Supreme Court ruled that a man protested a draft by saying he won't shoot He would shoot President Lyndon Johnson as soon as he was issued a rifle, was not making an actual threat, but instead engaging in political hyperbole. If a threat is not followed by violence, contains no evidence of violence, or will be followed, or is generally seen as an exaggeration, it will typically be considered hyperbole and is protected by free speech. You might still catch a fade for it, though. Now, that's important. Now, what I used to do as a kid is I used to threaten people, right? I thought it was healthy. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, you can answer this if it is why. And let me just be honest. I carried this into my adult years. I only recently stopped doing this about 10 years ago because I ain't been in that situation. I always felt like, just like they said, I use the threat as intimidation because the threat I didn't want to carry out. What I want you to do is leave me alone. So I used to be like, no, you're right. It wasn't a threat, Baba. It was intimidation. Because I would be like, bro, if you keep messing with me, I'm going.
Right, exactly.
Right. So I was never threatening. Right. I was never threatening people. I was intimidated. But now, if you're doing that, is that by definition? I understand it's in the category of intimidate, but am I trying to? I guess by definition, I am trying to intimidate you.
Right, you're intimidated, but that doesn't mean violence can't happen.
Right.
If a man tells a woman, and that happens often, keep on talking, I slap the taste out your mouth. She's in control actually once he gives her the conditions. If she stops talking, or if a man tells a man that, he stops talking. Or a woman tells a man that, or a woman tells a woman that, whatever it is, the person stops talking who was given that condition, they're in control. Because now the slap doesn't take place because you said, if I don't shut up, you can slap the taste out of me. Most people's egos come into play, and they're going, man, motherfucker, I ain't shutting up. I ain't yet. And then, slap taste out your mouth. Mm-hmm. Well, you were in control of the situation. You gave up control that they gave you. They were stupid enough to give you control. You controlled the situation. You gave it up and got the taste slapped at you.
And now, this even it can go further because by understanding what it is, you have control. Even if you decide, first say, I'm gonna shut up, you don't shut up, and you decide to keep talking, you still know you can ignore it. Your ego can make you ignore, but you're still in control.
And not just in control of the situation, you know what attack they're using.
Exactly. So you can stop it. You can use all that. Not only am I gonna talk, as soon as he moves his hand, I'm gonna pop the shit out of him. Now that's the control.
So you cover, hit to the throat.
But the ego, I'm just gonna talk and do my head.
Right. And that's
you ain't gonna hit back. Good point. Good.
I always say your ego is what gets your ass whooped.
Okay.
Because your ego, you're not using thought. You're not using logic. People say, how can I use logic in its violence? Thought moves 24 billion miles per second.
No,
so you can think and
totally
and
correct. And the way you see, Baba don't have examples of that because he's been trained his whole life. I got plenty of examples of ego. The number one thing is putting your hands down. This ego right here. Somebody talking shit and you like this. What? What? I don't care about your hands like this. Right. That's ego. Turning your back to them. Yeah. I done turn my back.
Now, I grew up with a dude. Rusty, and he always want to slap box. I'm like, you should go ahead and slap on somebody else, Ross. He's like, nah, you damn rest. He doing that shit, and I got my hands up, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tear his ass up. So he put his, so he go, cry, and he's like, you always beat me at slap boxing. That's why I want to fight you so I can fight, because he can beat everybody else slap boxing, right? Because everybody else is same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm having my hands right here. As soon as you lean forward, I'm gonna tear your ass up. And that's going to be beginning me tearing you up. Because now you're going to be scared. Like, damn, you quit. You wasn't I was that quick. You was stupid. I had your face up you to do this. And I put that in a movie called A Single Link. And Balagoon D, he plays the part to do, he's going like that to my wife in the scene, right?
Yeah,
like that. She, hit with the elbow in the face, right? So, because I hated that when people do that. That's not cool. That's your ego. Your ego is always on some dumb shit.
Your ego get you killed, man. It
get you killed.
Definitely.
Right. So, which of the 3 types of verbal violence is a Yoruba throwdown? Excuse me.
No, seriously.
Showdown. I thought it was. It's threats. It's threats. It's not free speech and can be met with violence and self-defense. So watch your mouth. Don't write a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash.
Right. Now, when I told you about the student, it's a student named Akin. Okay. Akin is from England by way of Yoruba land. And so then he moved to Atlanta and began to train with me. Now, Akin's not, you've seen Akin Bobala. Akin, about the same as Akin Bobala, same size, right? Big dude. But so he goes back to Nigeria. He always goes a lot. He's the only person I know goes more than my wife. I'm talking Nigerians or not, you know. So he's constantly going there. But he's at a bar. Gets to an argument with a dude. So the dude said, what? He tells him, I'm gonna bottle him. Then he looks, bottle him. He looks, I'm gonna bottle you. So I said, what? He said, what? He's getting up. I'm gonna bottle him. And he grabs the bottle, breaks it. I'm gonna bottle you. Akin was supposed to, back up. Akin steps to him, pins that to him, and boom, hits him with several elbows and knocks him unconscious. Akin gets arrested, goes up before the judge. The judge says, why did you hit him? He had a bottle. He broke the bottle. He threatened me with a broken bottle. I was defending myself. He said he wasn't going to hurt you. Acting the fool. Peace, Kalaji. Peace, comrade. So he said, the judge, he wasn't going to bother you. He wasn't going to hurt you. He said, well, I thought he was going to hurt me. He had a weapon in his hand. I thought so. I defended myself. He said, why would you do this? You hurt this man. He has a family. These motherfuckers. He said, man, I grew up in Nigeria, but I'll just go back to do business because I can't take that shit.
I know that's right.
And I said, who? They lucky I wasn't there. He said, I was thinking the same thing. If you were there, you'd have killed the dude, stabbed him with the broken bottle, and then be like, what? I was defending myself, right? And they'd be like, oh my God. So he couldn't stay, he couldn't go to prison or nothing. It was self-defense. But they just were teaching him he morally was terrible to do that to this man who got a family. How could you do this? And that is the Yoruba Showdown, man. So
they was expecting him to back away.
Yeah,
you got it.
And it's it, right? It's just peace after that.
Right, it's cool.
Like this dude broke a bottle at me. Tell me you can bottle me. Because me, I'm like, what? Show me. Show me.
You break a bottle or somebody and like, yo, I'm gonna gut you with this thing. You be like, show me.
Yeah, show me. And Akin didn't say show me. I would have, but he pinned that shit and just went to work.
I could not imagine being hyped and mad and be like, yo, I'm kidding with this. And be like, show me, go ahead. shit, like that's new energy.
Yeah, you'll be surprised so many times. People be like, I do so-and-so, like the dude on the bus tell me, I snatch your teeth out your mouth. I said, well, I really don't have that many. You ain't got much work to do, so show me. He was, I said, oh, y'all thought he was tough, huh?
That's scary right there.
Like, dude, you're not tough, man. Show me that you're tough, and I have respect for you. We gonna get down, and I ain't gonna say I'm gonna win, but goddamn it, I'm gonna show you too. We gonna show each other if we willing, who willing to win this engagement, man. So anyway,
this is a great time.
The number one predictor of violence is a verbal threat, y'all. So number one, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Even that keyboard karate shit. If you say okay, that's it. I look at the stuff and say that, yeah, okay, that's a condition.
Right.
But this mother, I kill you, I do. Okay. Dude hits me up, sends a text talking about he gonna come to my workshop and beat my ass. I'm cracking up. Me and my wife looking, I'm crying laughing, right? I take it seriously, but he's foolish enough to tell me he's gonna beat my ass. He said just can't beat my ass. I'm gonna stab him into oblivion when he comes in. He think I'm gonna be this ain't no movie. I'm gonna be karateing with him and shit. I'm gonna stab him or shoot him, right? So I tell them, because I want it on record that I got to defend myself. I said, man, let me in the conversation with him, man. I said, okay. We're on Facebook, so I add him to the conversation. He's like, man, Baba, I don't have to do something. I'll whoop your ass, blah, 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 blah. And so I hit up I said, man, don't be upset. I'm not upset. Don't let this shit upset you. Dude dies or dude defeats me. Either way, I'm good. If he beats my ass, I learned something. I gotta up my game. If he comes in here though and I do what I'm planning to do, I'm all right. Either way, even if he beats me, man. If he takes away my knife, I go for the gun, he disarms me. God damn, he deserves to be bad. And then he just locks me up, kicking me with karate kicks. I learned something. I learned a lesson there, and I would be man enough to say, hey man, show me how you did that. Damn.
Where do you teach at?
So yeah, I'm gonna bring him in for a workshop with my students. So we benefit, brother. We okay. I don't mind an ass whooping if they earn that shit. I don't mind it because I'm gonna learn from that. Well, even now I ain't gonna let them get to the point to kill me, but beat my ass, I learn from it. So anyway, the number one predictor of violence is a verbal threat. So when the dude said it, the reason why I say, well, I'm gonna stick him when he come in here is because he didn't give me no conditions. He threatened me with physical violence. Okay. Which is likely to show up? No. Same way a person calls a bomb threat in at a college. People panicking. Bombers do not call in threats beforehand.
Right.
They do not. They blow that shit up, and then they say we blew up so and so, so and so, so and so. If they want the credit, if they just want to kill mother, they don't say shit.
Right.
This is how bombers actually work. My son called. So they called in a bomb threat at Hampton. He goes to Hampton. Hey, I said, and so my wife said, talk to your father, because she'll just get emotional with it. I said, well, that's good. If they called in, that means no bomb gonna happen. She said, what? I said, there is no bomb happening, son. Tell people that and tell them you refuse to leave the school. Prove to them. And if they want to talk to a person that's an expert, they can call me. Wow. So he said, okay, I'm gonna do it. I said, son, trust me, I love you. I don't want you to get blown up. Ain't no bomb. No bomb. He said his friend was like, how your daddy know? How your daddy know? Because your daddy got goddamn sense and knows how bombers work. That was one of the students wanted a day off.
Right. It was finals.
And I'm like, goddamn, the faculty should have called me. I could have told them, don't shut that shit down. Now,
the faculty wanted to go home too.
Right, exactly. The faculty get paid, so they good. But now, if Obama calls your house and blow your house up, hey, don't take it from me and stay home. I don't want you to get blown up. That's a mad girlfriend or boyfriend or some shit.
Like I said, better to say it's a good thing.
Right. So I just wanted to prove that to my son. I really care about the school, what they thought. I want to prove that to my son, so that's a lesson he can learn and teach his children one day. Okay. Now, take all verbal threats, including the Yoruba Showdown, very seriously. Somebody bucket you deal with that seriously, and we're about to show that. Somebody breaks a bottle, tell me they're going to bother you, you take that shit seriously.
Right.
Don't just be like, he ain't gonna do that. Yoruba Showdown. You drink at the bar, then he sticks you in your damn
videos I have in my phone. The craziest shit. People with their firearms out. And the person that they pointed at said, shoot me. What you gonna do? Or put the gun, or beat your ass. What? And they got shot. Each one of them got shot. What you ain't gonna shoot me? You ain't gonna shoot. Bow. Just start screaming, I wasn't gonna do that, man. Just start copping pleas like, what the fuck is that about?
Because people really don't believe people will enact violence upon them if they don't have a blue uniform on.
People don't believe shit.
So people know, okay, the police get violent.
Right.
They'll get with me.
Right.
You know, there's other people that get with you.
Right.
So you better be prepared, period. You better be prepared whoever they are. And yeah, goddammit, I said it. You better be prepared whoever they are, either to fight or to run. Right. You better be prepared so that the whole goal is to survive or escape. I'm not going to sit here and say you beat the shit out of Officer Crumpy. Right. I'm telling you to survive or escape.
Right. I'm going to beat the shit. No,
I'm telling you to survive or escape. So if survive to you looks like tearing, I won't say him, because I want us to get flagged on this thing. Tearing off Joe's head, if that's survival to you, well, that's survival to you. Survival to me is getting home to my family safely, however I got to do that. Okay. And I don't want to have, I told you I loathe violence, hate it. I'm just good at it. So I want to get home without even having to enact any violence or any violence enacted upon me. But if there's a choice, violence enacted upon me, me enacting violence upon you, this thing got, well, wait, shit, damn that. You know, I'm not taking ass whoopings. Also, you ain't got to give them to me. I'm putting no pretty bows on them either. You keep your ass whooping to yourself, I keep mine to myself, and we all good. So we're about to get into the techniques real quick of how to deal with the Yoruba Showdown. Okay. Now, everybody doing the Yoruba Showdown, I ain't saying to do this. If your drunk uncle is doing the Yoruba Showdown, let your drunk uncle be. Don't beat your drunk uncle up.
Okay, well, I like that.
Unless.
I feel like.
Drunk uncle really trying to hurt you. I used to do this thing when I did demos called Drunk Uncle Bob.
That's what I was about to say. You used to have something for Drunk Uncle Bob.
I used to show in my demo for Drunk Uncle Bob. Drunk Uncle Bob do about 5-6 attacks. And I would show different ways to handle Drunk Uncle Bob without having to.
Drunk Uncle Bob might have earned that ass whooping
years ago. See, that's a different type of drunk uncle.
Right.
that nasty Uncle Bob. Nasty Uncle
Bob.
It
might not even be that. I'm just saying.
But some drunk uncles, may have. I came in to a meeting. I was at a meeting to be executive protecting for Prince. I had 2 pistols on. They see that kind of stuff. They're impressed by that.
It's Prince. You gotta have 2 pistols.
So I had 2 pistols and a suit. It's crazy shit. So I walk in.
Wait, did you say 2 Prince pistols?
No, 2 pistols.
Okay.
I was beat with. Now that'd be crazy. I had a little.
The 7.
The symbol.
The Prince symbol.
A symbol on the pistol. Now that's dope. If y'all want to give me a pistol and it's got the purple pearl handle with the Prince symbol, I will take it. Believe me, and we'll use that mug too. But I walked in and a cousin of mine, I'm gonna say his name, and he's transitioned now. So I love you, brother, but you know what you did. My sister comes in behind me. It's his cousin too. It's our first cousin. He said, God damn, who is this? And I wanted to snatch him up.
What?
Yeah, I said, it's your cousin, dude. Like that. Now he's my elder, but at this point he dude. You talking like that about your cousin? He said, Lisa? And she said, yes. And he's like, okay. Now, he ain't my uncle, he's my cousin, but he old enough to be my uncle. He did it adequately. If I had ever had to put hands on him, I'd have beat the brakes off of him just because of that. I already remember that. So he deserved one for that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, arrow
to still be thinking about it.
Right. Arrow to double cup. And Lisa, if you see this, don't comment who it is in there. Because he still got family alive that love him. But they know he did it too. So it's all right. It's all right.
You might know more than that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, someone bucking at you, someone saying they're gonna bother you. I gotta say it, bottle you. They say bottle. That Yoruba ain't saying no bottle you. Bottle you.
Bottle.
Well, bottle if he grew up, and lived a long time in the UK. Bottle you. And that's how the brother told me. He said he's gonna bottle me. then he goes right back to that Nigerian accent. I'll bottle you. So anyway, he decides he's going to bottle. He tells me he's going to bottle me. Now, if I'm in the club and they allow me to have a flashlight or something like that, gun, knife, probably no. Maybe flashlight, depending on how it looks. One that looks like this, probably not.
They definitely let you have a shark.
Yeah, you can have a pocket shark. So, this pocket shark, we've shown that many times, it's a marker.
Oh, and I went to a place where I got searched. The security person felt it, right? And said, what's that? I said, it's a pen. It's like, pull it out, please. Mm-hmm. Looked at it, held like this. It's like, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I was like, it's a pen. She's like, open it up. Like, how it work? I said, it's a pen. I said, how it work? You unscrew it. She started unscrewing, it take a while. Unscrew, looked at it, put it back together. Like, I feel a way about giving this back to you. I can't help how you feel.
Should listen to her instincts.
Yep, I can't help how you feel. But that's the thing about it. It's legal to go anywhere with you.
Yeah. So now he said, "I'm gonna bother you.
I'm gonna bother you. I'm gonna bother you."
I said, hey man, let me write my eulogy then. Let me write my eulogy real quick. Since we both on Yoruba Showdown.
Right, yeah. So then you got that.
Is that okay?
We talk.
So now, if you still talking about bothering me, boom! I'm going for his hand, right? I'm going for his hand. I missed. I happen to hit him in his pancreas.
This is the bottle. This is the bottle. Just not.
And this right. It's not a knife. It's a bottle. Broken bottle. I happen to hit him in his pancreas. That's a nice accident. If y'all never seen the accident video, full of accidents, and you see what I'm talking about. So that's a nice accident. I hit him in his pancreas. When I hit him in his pancreas, his focus goes there, even if it's for a second. And so now my focus goes here. I push the broken bottle into his liver. I was meaning to just push it against him, but it hit his liver. That's a nice accident.
When you train this so many times, you get nuggets like Bobby just stuck that Sharky directly in my navel. I know he didn't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
That was perfect.
I'm sorry. And then after that, now he's nailing the hammer on wood.
There you go.
So you're trying to make sure you click, because he obviously not hearing clear to do this to you. So you make sure you hear clear. So hit him behind his ear, underneath his ear. Boom, boom.
Few
boom,
of
as
those,
he moves, keep on hitting them.
few of
with
those,
it,
you're going.
keep on hitting them
down.
to the face, whatever. You're not trying to hit nothing specific. Just kind of knock the nail in wood. Okay. This you hold that, you keep that there. You know, if you get too scared after you hit him there, this may lift. So it may lift from his liver to the artery, and he may bleed out because he did have a deadly weapon against you.
Yes, he did.
I don't want to assume, and he told me he's going to bottle me. I don't want to assume that he wasn't serious. Now, normally if you break a bottle, that's not bothering somebody, you stabbing me. But if he uses the full bottle, he can still bust my head. Mm-hmm. So no, I go for his hand. I miss his hand. Oh shit, I hit his pancreas again. But it's a full bottle. So I can't accidentally push that into his liver. So now I push that hand and I drive that to his hand.
Dealing with the delivery system the whole time, y'all.
Right. I'm got to take control of it or destroy it. So now I'm working to destroy it. Boom. 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 Always controlling it or destroying it. Do not hit yourself in the hand. That would be ridiculous.
This is not as beautiful as a disarm technique.
Boom.
But what this is effective.
And when they ask me disarms, I hate it because disarms a lot of times don't work. Now,
it can be very dangerous.
That's deploying the tool. If I don't have a tool, two things I can do. So Dominique, you're gonna come in here. Oh, you still got the bottle.
Okay.
You're gonna come in and he's gonna try to hit you upside your head with the bottle. All you're gonna do is do your double covers, like that we worked on last week. Double covers. Be careful, don't actually hit him in his sternum more. So one can go. So he's trying to hit me in the head. I can either attack the arm, remember, or I can attack the body. I want to attack one up in this area, like almost under his arm. You will be on his arm, damn near. And then attack his sternum as well. So keep that up so he's not able to hit you in your head and you're attacking him. But the best, he swings. Boom, I come and attack his arm. The harder he swings, the harder he hurts himself because he's running into a wall. You got me? So you all work that.
It's the same as how you deal with the hooks, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Belay said the same how you deal with the hooks. Yes, because that's all it is. Throw a hook. Right? Now, throw a hook. You slash it. That's the same. That's a hook. It's that same angle. So we deal with 15 angles. That's angle. What angle is that, Ms. Dominique? What angle is that? What angle is that? 4. No. So 4, if I, that's that, the dude, that nigga weak. And then he, bow, slap the taste out your mouth. That's 4 going straight across. But when it comes this here, usually I don't go straight across with a hook because it takes my back. So I go here, boom, I'll move off. That's 12. So you got 11, 12. Okay.
That was a trick.
13, 14, 15. Right? Yeah, it's 15 movements. I want you to know. You're like, what's he doing? Class, and you'll see.
Right. So you do. And the thing, that's what again what makes one of the things with African martial arts wonderful and excellent is because you're dealing with the angle. That's why I said you could deal with the hook the same way. Wind has one name. So anyway, coming at her
with a number 2.
Broken bottle.
He gonna bottle, not broken.
Oh,
it's actually bottle. Because it's broken, she could cover if it's gonna open her up.
So I come up. Let's just try to hit.
Okay. Wait a minute. Shit. Okay. Okay. Her favorite knees. Okay. And women should throw knees as much as they can because your bottom heavy, so knees gonna have a lot of power if you're throwing properly. You can throw them, yes, or you can just keep feeding them knees. He's out.
Thank you, Eugene.
So again, try to look, man.
Yeah, she did the body that time, man. Okay. All right. Oh, cool.
They didn't see any of that.
Oh, sorry about that.
It was going down.
So now, what she did was this. He struck. I'm gonna go slow. He struck. She went here. So go. She went hi. And then she hit him to the groin, up with the elbow. Then she threw him down.
It was, yeah, it looked like to y'all.
So now, if he does, he's gonna bother you. Well, I'll do this one first. You know this one, but I don't know. You're gonna get you zealous, overzealous. So on this one, when he swings, you kind of panicky. You don't do the covers, kind of panicky. So he swings, just, oh Lordy, come forward with your hands forward. Like, oh Lord.
I know what that is.
Come forward, whoa, clap behind his neck, and I'm pretty sure we showed you this before. So I clap my hand behind his neck, and I pull his head. Now you got to be careful because you got a blade.
No, it's a bottle.
No, that's bottom. That's right. Oh, so woo, good. So now you pull his head to here.
Yeah,
take your hat off. So you pull his head to your shoulder. The side that's at, he's on my left side. I step my left foot back. And I'm keeping this pressure. I'm squeezing with my elbows. I'm not doing it now but if I do, he says tap, tap, because that hurts and it's cutting off his oxygen to his brain. I pull his head to my shoulder. I squeeze with my elbows. I step back. I look back at that heel. That heel is pretty. So I want him to see that pretty heel. I don't know how long. I hope you already here.
I think it's
okay.
Excuse me.
So once again, he strikes. I come forward, hand up. That's the block. So if you see him here, he can't. He's not striking to my head. Monique's gonna do this in a second. You'll see. Well, you're the shorter person, right? My hands up to the neck. I clap him behind his neck. I pull. I squeeze. Same time. He's saying tap, tap because it hurts. I step back far. I look at my heel. I say, oh, that's a pretty heel. I want you to see it. So I pull his head down towards my heel as I turn. And then I hammer, 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 slammer, slammer, slammer. Okay? Hammer, 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 slammer, slammer, slammer. All right, y'all go ahead. Now y'all do it.
All right, that's good. Just step back. All right. So,
now, stay there. Come around. So he can't. She's close to him. Now pull him to your shoulder. Right. He would have to make adjustments to try to hit her with this bottle. It's not
very awkward. Yeah.
right. So now come around so she doesn't get thrown into the table. That would be hilarious.
not so.
And so now she steps back. She looks back at the heel. She has him look at her heel, and she blah do. She's on hammer, 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 slammer, slammer, slammer.
And we do that slammer. The thumbs right there by the eyes, pretty much.
Slammer, slammer, slammer.
Yep. It's a bad day. It's a bad day.
So that's how you would deal with that, whether it's with the bottle or now the person bucks. It's not your fault.
Right.
You didn't know they were just bucking at you trying to scare you.
And think about it,
It
in
hurts
most
you.
fights, the other person might buck at you one time, but that's the setup. If you ain't do that that time, the next time ain't gonna be no buck. They usually buck in the fight, they give you one. Oh, he ain't do that? Boop.
Right.
Next time.
Or
they hyping themselves up with that.
and then if he bucks and I buck, they may go for my legs because he bucks, they boom, and they dump me. See, so don't go for the buck. Go for it as if it's.
And that used to be my number one thing I used to do when I got in the fight. First thing I do is just throw my hands just like that. And if they jump, I'm already going to do this anyway. Right. So that's bad if you want to jump right then.
And that's why the technique you use, the person bucks, you can do the same thing, but you can get dumped. So whenever somebody is bucking at you like that, just throw a knee. Whether they throwing a punch or whatever, you throw a knee. So, I'm standing in a neutral stance. I'll be in my fighting stance, right? With my right foot forward. But whether you're in a neutral stance or fighting stance, that knee's going to come forward, okay? Whichever knee you want. It can be front knee. I'm a righty, so it'll be my right foot forward, it'll be front knee, or it could be the rear knee. But you're going to bring it forward. Your hands are going to come up. That's to shield your face. So if he throws a punch, throw another punch. I don't care what it is. I'm defending myself. Throw it straight. Right. I'm defending myself. So that hand goes up. Yeah. Same time, knee comes. Remember, you move the biggest. You move the biggest muscle first, then smaller muscles follow. So it's hip, knee, then ankle, right? So he punches. We're standing here where he bucks at me. Boom! I throw that knee right at him because I didn't know what he was doing. Like shit, boom! I throw it.
I didn't even mean to throw it. I was scared.
So you did right. I was just scared you gonna punch me. Throw that knee forward. Boom! I just fell off balance. Okay. So once again, bring it down so you can see how I'm throwing the knee. So it's hip, knee. Summation of forces. Remember, we talked about that. Hip first. Hip drives it. When the hip drives, my knee comes forward anyway. Hip drives it, knee comes. Hip, knee. It punches forward. It doesn't come forward. Hi-ya, like YMCA. Hi-ya, up. It punches forward, right? Hands go up. So he bucks. Shit. I didn't know he was going to do that.
That brought me right to it. I'm all
going for it. Woo. Right? If this should happen to hit his eyes, he ain't training for that. He just happened to hit his eyes. This is what I'm going for. Boom. I'm going. It could be his groin. It could be his spine. They ask you, what were you trying to hit his groin or thigh? Nothing. I was trying to defend myself. I didn't know if he's going to kick. So I lift my leg. I lift my arm.
It's pretty good.
To defend myself. So punch forward, boom, to the thigh.
Whatever you hit, it's take them off balance.
To the other thigh, whatever you hit, right? If they short, they 5'2", but acting tough, it's really be hard. But I've seen that. You throw that knee, boom! You hit that mug right in his liver.
Hey, then what you can do, you can go back to what we did before you catch him a knee. Then you can catch him like that with the hands like that.
So if he hasn't fallen, right?
Right.
You catch him, boom, boom.
Right there, you right back into it.
And his legs weak, so it's gonna be easy to throw him there.
Right. Or feed him more knees right there.
You can, right? Bring that head down.
Oh, I just messed it.
And elbow.
Oh,
right.
Gracious.
So
all that because you're not just pump faking.
Hand up, knee. Hand up, knee. Other side, hand up, knee. You can do it. Hand up, knee.
And it's good to train that. Knee. You definitely want to train that too. You put them hands up. You have I don't know, some people
have hand too far, hand up bent like that.
Yeah, some people got a thing of doing their hands like that when they shoot the knee.
Right, that comes to YMCA. Hi-ya! Knee comes up.
Yeah.
Hi-ya! And if you're a dude saying, hi-ya! Don't do that. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Keep pushing
If you're a woman, do that. Only you can say hiya. Let me see. Does it sound obnoxious? Hiya. No. Say hiya. Yeah, that's obnoxious. Even a woman does. Don't do that.
That annoyed me.
Hiya. If it was
that's not
sister,
a knife, Jam. That's a bottle. They wouldn't.
And sister, when you do it, say. Don't even give me the satisfaction of a high nothing.
All those things matter, believe it or not. It is.
That sounds like something.
Did you call him a sucker when you hit him? And then the court, no, I said, I have to go home and cook my son's supper. I can't believe you're doing this to me. I have to cook supper.
Supple, he was eating.
He was supple. Yeah, or he was supple. After I hit him, he was so supple after. Let's see. I would knee him. It's more disabling, and he's not going to recover right quick. No, he's not going to recover right quick. A knee is the most devastating attack that a human can do without a tool.
You see it you see it all the time. It's a woman, a Thai woman, I think that.
Yes,
she's
hitting people in their liver,
and they can't take it. These
no,
fighters,
you can't.
And she just go whoop whoop. You're like no more of that.
And when it's guests who come, like from Europe, you can tell they getting it. She hits them in the pancreas side.
Yeah, she'll need to
she'll hit them to the liver, and they still like that. But the Thai folks. Hit them in the liver, and then they So a knee is devastating.
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever seen Anderson Silva fight? He's rearranged people's faces with the knee.
Yes, he has.
When during the old days of pride fighting, when Vanderlei Silva, the axe murderer, fought Rampage Jackson. Oh my God! Me and the wife were watching. We were afraid for Rampage. Because he hit him, boom, boom. We counted 20 knees throughout that round. And finally, boom, and just threw him, and he's just laying over that was that second fight, just laying over the thing unconscious, and blood just pouring out.
You'll see what they will show you the power of knees. Also, and elbows, if you don't know.
Yes. So knees and elbows, everybody should work, right? And that's African bread and butter right there. When it comes to strikes, knees and elbows.
John Jones, when he beat what's the other guy that was the champion?
Chael Sonnen.
No, the black dude with the he was a wrestler. Now he got dreads, but then he didn't have.
Oh yeah.
He fought Rampage. He beat Rampage.
Yeah, he won the Ultimate Fighter.
He said that's the hardest. He said
like heavyweight.
That's the hardest.
Rashad Evans.
He said that's the hardest blow he's ever had. He said he didn't realize it, and then the setup. We getting into some other stuff.
But when he fought, with John Jones, when he fought Chael Sonnen.
Oh my goodness.
Chael Sonnen talks big shit. He gonna whoop John Jones. He got his number. John Jones caught. He was jacked up. He's getting up because in UFC, if you got one knee down, you can't hit him with your knee. So he waited till he's halfway up, and he got him with a flying knee. Took him out. That was the end of the chest, and that was the end. It wasn't his face. It was his chest, but it's so devastated it ended that fight. Anderson Silva, when he was in Pride, he's been dominant fighter all the way through. Right. Until the end of his career in UFC, where he should have been gone. But he caught this dude, Carlos Newton. Carlos Newton, the wrestler. Carlos Newton is a physician. I have respect. Like, you're a physician and you're doing this, because you didn't need the money. Neurosurgeon, I think. He did some neurosurgery on Carlos Newton. Mm-hmm. Carlos Newton, he hit boom, 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 rocked him. Carlos Newton went down. He was getting up, and he timed it perfectly. He flew through the air, and boom, Carlos Newton, you heard it crack. On TV, you could hear it crack. You heard it crack right here, and that ended Carlos Newton's career. He knocked him out cold, and Carlos Newton never came back and fought no more. Because he's like, this shit too dangerous. Probably not. I know he broke off. You could hear it.
You caught by mistake in class with a knee. You down and somebody just ooped by mistake. That little
Yes.
Taking this out.
Now we have something for the knee,
Yeah.
but a Shubayi was in class and Ominiki, it was Ominiki and somebody else caught him both. I think Ogunlewa, y'all both caught him with a spike. You know what I'm talking about. He was coming with the knee. Oh, right. And he's a big dude. He's 6'5", huh? It was Lo Yin.
Oh wow.
Boy, she's small, you know. And boom. She's small. I'm talking about small, skinny, small.
Yeah,
So
small.
hey, Shubayi, you come with the knee, boom, boom. And everything he did was, you know, aggressive football player.
Football.
And they called him bow with the spike, and he walked out of class limping.
Yeah, you don't want to get your
So
spiked.
you don't want to get spiked. And the reason why we're good with spikes, because we don't want to get kneed. You do not. Okay. I'd rather get, to be honest with you, rather get hit by a stick, not necessarily a bat, maybe, but a stick than a knee.
Yeah. I take a stick. I take a stick.
Yeah.
I take a stick. Not a bat, like you said, but I take a stick if I take a knee.
Yeah, a bat. I mean, like a regular rattan stick or a wooden stick.
Yeah.
I take that shit to the knee. Guy lifted his knee when opponent kicked, opponent's leg snapped. Now, of course, that was Anderson Silva, but that was a knee destroying a kick.
Right.
That
was the problem.
And Anderson Silva, also one of the best kickers in the game, right? Kick, and the dude lifted his leg, and Anderson Silva's leg wrapped around his. He got conditioned shins, but the knee is no joke. Powerful. Stub your shin knee. Now I'll tell you about the knee. No, as powerful as it is, striking. Can you lift that part up of the pants so you can see your knee?
Oh, okay.
As powerful that is, now put it in the strike position. That is compact, like an elbow is compact. But down, put it down. It takes 8 pounds of pressure to crack a knee.
Oh, yes.
My daughter, Okikiola, can generate more than 8 pounds of pressure.
Right. Yeah.
Now, would it totally just break your knee backwards? No, she wouldn't. But that means she can with ease.
Yeah.
And no matter how big you are, the knee is still exposed. So you may not push back of all your muscles here, but you can crack that bone.
Yeah.
Easy. And a cracked knee, oh, that's bad.
In wrestling, that's what we try to do to some folks that we, you know what I'm saying? They was foul, single leg, and just all it is a tackle to the knee.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a whole single leg.
And really a single leg or like kicking to the knee,
Oh,
either oblique kick or side kick or whatever. That may not just break the calf, that also tears up the meniscus.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Hyperextension. You ever had knee issues? You know how delicate the knee is.
Yes.
For it to be so strong of a bone right there.
With that strike, but
yeah.
Same way, elbow, powerful right here. You can hit a wall, the elbow's not gonna break.
Yeah,
but somebody hit you there.
Somebody grazed the road.
Or just doing a pass.
Oh yeah.
Pass like that.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. They pass hard, they dislocate all that. So
understanding the body is
and that's the whole thing. Understanding physiology, understanding physics. Those are two things that are important when it comes to affecting harm on somebody and protection of yourself.
And understanding the harm you inflicted.
Right. Yeah. And respecting it.
No doubt. All
right, let's see here. Any question? Question.
Yeah, that John Jones knee strike, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, they want to ban it, but it's legal. They just hate that a brother doing it to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Any questions at all? Any questions from y'all?
No, I'm ready for next week, man. We got some surprises for y'all in store, so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're gonna step it up. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you all for joining us. You know what the Yoruba Showdown is now. Hopefully you don't get in one, but if you do, you know how to handle them. Y'all be safe out here. Stay black, whatever it is that you may be. Peace.
Black is a frequency.